I'm Sean Wu from Stanford University. I am the immediate past chair of the Early Career Committee of the American Heart Association BCVS Council. It's a real pleasure for me here to interview today Dr. Ivor Benjamin, who is at the Medical College of Wisconsin, director of the Cardiovascular Center, and he is our keynote speaker for the early career session. Dr. Benjamin, welcome. It's great to see you this morning.
It's a wonderful morning, Dr. Wu, and I am extraordinarily delighted to be here back at BCVS after a 2-year hiatus. This is one of my favorite meetings, and look forward to our conversation.
And we're definitely very much looking forward to your keynote lecture this morning. And just to get us set up a little bit for this upcoming talk, I was wondering, given your very long and distinguished career in basic cardiovascular sciences, what goes into your thinking about what you want to convey to the young investigators today?
Sean, this is an incredibly important question. And as you pointed out, the journey that I really was able to partake of, as many other who have had distinguished careers in cardiovascular sciences or even broader biomedical sciences, I think is so foundational to what I'm going to be covering. And just to get it right out of the way, once I had, after my clinical training, as you did, made the decision to become a physician scientist, it was then critically important that I then, if you will, have two other key and foundational components, and that is the value of mentorship and the value of being in the right environment. And if you were to sort of think about putting those three elements, yourself, your mentor and mentors, and your environment, like in the Venn diagram, then it's my, at least humble opinion that when you really drive the intersection of those three critical elements, you have the foundations for successful career development. So those are really, it's a simple message, but as you know, the boogie is always in the details.
Definitely. I think, your thoughts and your experience in mentoring the young investigators over the years, I think is exactly what the early career investigator coming to this keynote sessions are really looking for. And at the BCVS, we have made a lot of effort to try to offer opportunities for the young investigator to come, including this pre-meeting conference, for them to get together, network, and also hear wonderful keynote lectures about careers, from individuals like yourself. Maybe I'll try to dive in a little bit deeper on the thought of mentorship. I know these days the young investigator tend to not know exactly what the mentor's roles are. And so they sometimes aren't exactly sure what to ask when they speak with people who are assigned as a mentor. I was wondering if you could sort of help the young investigator, explore their mentorship relationship with their mentor by, some suggestions that you have for the mentee when it comes to these kind of interaction with their mentor.
I want to just sort of, if you will, dissect the goals that you have with your mentor in terms of what are really the end goals. For an early career investigator, your ultimate goal is to be just as successful as that mentor. So choosing, your mentor, or at least trying to identify individuals who have had a track record of successfully mentoring other trainees is so incredibly important. And while, we talk about the journey, the most important sort of milestone for an early career investigator is to get that coveted, if you will, first independent grant, so-called the RO1 grant. And I'm going to show some slides that really point out how long it really takes. On average, the first RO1 grant is awarded somewhere in your early 40s. By that time, people have already gotten married. They've probably already, had a child or two and bought their first home. But before you get your first independent career grant, you're in your early 40s. And mentoring and mentorship and the right environment are so critical for putting all of those ingredients in place in order for you to really be able to meet that milestone. So I'm going to just spend a little bit more time really being able to share with the attendees of my lectureship, and obviously what will be going out into the broader video world, of the key and important steps that must be taken so that one will be able to successfully meet that milestone. And then, of course, the final goal is that while we are all interacting with mentors, these might be the kinds of habits and professional skills that we develop so that we can in turn be successful mentors.
I also wanted to ask, for the years that you have participated here at the AHA BCVS, what are some of the ways that the mentee could get the most out of their experience at meetings like this? Beyond, of course, coming to the early career session and attending keynote lectures like what you're about to offer. What are some of the other things you think would be the most helpful for a trainee at this meeting?
I would really point out the collegiality of really being with your other peers. You're going to be able to spend 4 days with obviously trainees from many other laboratories. You may be working in a particular field, being able to attend those poster sessions, being able to strike up conversations, both the formal and informal interactions, and of course really being able to follow up is so key. So I think the beyond just reading someone's papers, attending lectures, asking questions, trying to just find out and identify the individuals who have otherwise been successful, but just as well, I think really building those strong bonds. Early this morning, I was down in the hallway getting a cup of coffee, and I looked up, and there was Eric Olson. Well, everyone recognizes Eric Olson, but it turns out that we met several decades ago. I was a junior faculty member at UT Southwestern Medical Center, and I was obviously aware of his work. And you could see how at these meetings are going to be individuals that you will be able to spend decades of relationships with. So I would invest time and effort in just making friends and really recognizing that this is a fantastic profession that we're committing ourselves to. But more importantly, it's about the collegiality that we will have over time.
Mm-hmm. Great. Now that's wonderful suggestions. I know for the trainees will definitely take that to heart and try to network and meet as many people as possible. Maybe one sort of final question that would be, sort of for us to know, for you personally, what is the most exciting thing that you're looking forward to coming to this BCVS meeting after this 2 years hiatus?
Oh, without a doubt, it's not only to be able to, as I said, rekindle those relationships, but I remember specifically when, as a early stage investigators, I was standing by my poster, and one of the luminaries in the field walked up and said, "Ivor, tell me about your story. Tell me about your science." And, I think that I look forward to really being able to interact with my junior colleagues. And my hope will be that they will have the same kind of excitement sharing about their science as I did, well, what should I say, a few decades back. But that's really what I missed. I think there is only so much that you can do over virtual settings, but the face to face and really being able to see science in person and those interactions, I think is so foundational for having a long and sustained career in the cardiovascular sciences. So my hats off to you for obviously your amazing work. Sean, you and I have known each other for several, in fact, we were in the same lab, if you will, when I did a sabbatical. But I have actually looked at your career, and my hats off and congratulations to you as well.
Well, definitely, you have been, my mentor, over the years, and I come to you to seek all kinds of advice. So it's definitely, very much looking forward to, chat some more with you at the meeting, as well as hear your keynote lecture later on this morning. So thank you so much for doing this interview, and we certainly hope you enjoy the rest of the meeting.
I'm looking forward. Congratulations, and you're welcome. Thank you.